Who is the next generation of wealth that real estate agents should be paying attention to?
I love this article. I enjoyed reading this one aloud to
And
you.
I've never heard of Henry's.
I haven't either. So they're called the Henrys. They're called high earners, not yet.
Not rich yet.
Not rich yet. Thank you.
High earners, not rich yet.
I love it.
They describe this niche do you go niche or niche? What do you guys do?
I think it
You go
depends.
niche?
It depends. I like niche.
Niche
but it is sort of a
subset
niche, right?
of the population that represents the next generation of wealth. Today, Henrys are comprised largely of millennials and some of the youngest members of Gen X, because it basically comes down to your annual household income of more than $100,000.
That seems low. Doesn't that seem low?
They're saying that these top earners are well on their way to becoming tomorrow's affluent consumer, and real estate professionals are best suited to start paying attention to this influential demographic now. This is a racket. 80% of it is a racket. If you can follow there. I think that if you're a real estate agent right now, you should be paying attention to the demographic that has all of the wealth in this country, and that's baby boomers. They hold it all. So 80% of your time should be spent catering to the baby boomers, and 20% of your time should be figuring out, how do I speak to this demographic, long-term planning? But the wealth is being held by the baby boomers. That's who owns real estate. That who has the money.
Well, I think though that I think I'm hearing you. I think yes.
And they're not dying tomorrow.
Yeah. So I agree. I agree that the heading is a racket, but I don't feel like the article is a racket, because I'm certain you're finding it too, whether they are baby boomers or Gen Xers or millennials. I feel like our entire world is turning more into experience based, and I feel like that's primarily what they're telling agents to sort of be a little bit more mindful of is the experience, like in a home, like in there I was talking about like money. Like it's not really necessarily about a house being worth $2 million. It's about like, what are the amenities? What is it near? So I mean, I think that's true. I think that's true for many. I mean, we have properties that, it's about the amenities. It's about the location.
And we've talked a lot about on this show that baby boomers and millennials kind of want the same things. They both want easy living. Like millennials do not want to go and do the same thing that the baby boomers did, which is cut every blade of grass, which is caulk every window and do all this horse shit. They want to have a simple life and have someone else maintaining.
Somebody else maintaining. Yeah, you have to maintain your home.
You have to maintain.
Yes.
But they don't want to necessarily do all that work.
No,
So both of them, and baby boomers, it took them just, 30 years to figure it out that they don't want to do this anymore.
Well, but they can afford.
The
difference there is that the baby boomers can actually afford to live that lifestyle, and
you
the
do have a lot of
millennials are still
millennials.
living at home because the parents can pay to do those fun little things. That's why they're never leaving, because they don't want to do the thing.
Out of this demographic, the Henrys.
I just like the name.
There's you just like that?
I just do. It's just I like what are they called?
Acronyms?
Yes, thank you.
Out of the Henrys, 97% of them either currently own or are planning to buy, and a large percentage of those are even thinking about a second home even. So that's interesting. I think on the buy side, you definitely want to really tap into what Henrys, millennials, Gen whatever it is, X are doing.
I think I'm a Gen X.
Yeah, because they're going to start to buy a lot of these properties, take on debt, right, and buy a lot of these properties. But I got to tell you, if you're paying attention in your marketplace to what the baby boomers are doing. Maybe they're leaving your marketplace. Maybe they're downsizing in your marketplace. Maybe they're going south, whatever it is. They've got all the money right now. And they're not just going to hand it over to millennials. It's going to take time. They're going to hold on to this money until the day they die. And a lot of them are going to live a lot longer than any of us even imagined. So baby boomers, to me, are who I want to pay the most attention to and give the most love and care to.
Absolutely. I do think that the one other thing on there that they do mention is just the whole building of a brand. And I think that that's important across the board. I mean, I know like my mom's a baby boomer. She's on Instagram. She's on Facebook. I don't think she's necessarily making
Oh,
decisions
yeah.
based on like, hey, my daughter's an influencer. But I mean, people do say to her, hey, like I saw your daughter on, you know, so whether they're hiring me or not, I don't know, but at least you're making a name for yourself. You know?
I get more business from millennials through relationships, I got to tell you. So, you know, a great way to feel good about yourself and get likes or get, you know, more Instagram followers.
You love likes. Likes is like, just, you live for likes.
I mean, I want you guys to thumb down this video if it's an option. Thumb it down. You know, because likes don't mean anything. And so if you want to spend your time on that, cool. But I know that the majority of millennials, trust is a huge deal.
Huge.
Right?
Yes.
And so a lot of them are going off of referral.
Right. Well, and are they right? Well, I think what's very interesting about millennials is that even though they weren't necessarily buying and selling during like the recession of 2008, they were alive for it.
Mm-hmm.
And
the back end of them, yeah.
Yeah,
the super
but
young
you
ones
hear,
were alive but not paying attention.
Well, I guess the ones that are sort of entering the buying pool now were alive for it, and they are very conscientious of making right moves. So yeah, it's trust, but it's also, yeah, I mean, it's, I agree.
Having the information, understanding why.
Being the knowledgeable resource.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of times that people have brought me in just to say like, does a bathroom cost this, or should I do a bathroom? You know, because they're really counting on you, or do you have a contact for me to do a bathroom? I mean, I would say 99% of the people are doing that. So, which is, again, I mean, it's about trust and building, you know,
and
rapport.
And if you're working with a lot of buyers, you 100%, we link up all the articles. Read this article.
Yeah.
It was well done.